Hello and welcome back to my Lorethrough series. Last time we finished up the southern part of Limgrave. Now let us move on to the much less crowded north of Limgrave. We start by heading east from Stormhill Shack. After picking up the Strength Knot Crystal Tier for our Sacred Flask, we are invaded by the NPC recusant Henricus right next to this arena. Recusants are a faction of tarnished hunters, just like the Bloody Fingers, except they seem to be obsessed with fire and lava rather than blood. There used to also be a spirit NPC next to the arena, who I believe to be Henricus before he became a recusant, lamenting that the door to the arena won't open. Not being able to participate in honorable duel against his fellow tarnished, he appears to have turned to the Volcano Manor for hunting them instead. Thankfully, in the 1.8 patch, the arena was reopened, so if you're interested in PvP, now you can use it. Continuing on the animal trail, we encounter Knight Bernal, who asks us whether we still have faith in the guidance of grace.
Not seen you before. Name's Bernal. Tarnished, just like you. Let me ask you something. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm, despite the collapse of the Golden Order? Yes, you're a tarnished through and through. Takes me back. But that's a quality needed now more than ever. Any interest in bearing the torch of my battle arts? All I know is the sword. Picked up a fair few tricks in my time, too. Now's the time to pass them on. To a good and proper tarnished, like you. There's a myriad of battle arts in these lands that I've yet to discover. Mementos of all the warriors who raised their arms in battle, lost and died. A fine tale, all told of true chivalric romance. That's how I fell in love with the sword, and the arts of combat. It grants meaning even to falling in battle, to death itself.
We'll answer yes, since there has not yet been a real reason to doubt it on our brief journey. Regardless of the answer, however, he calls us a good and proper tarnished and offers to teach us basic battle arts. These battle arts, or ashes of wars, are mementos of warriors who lost in battle and died, as he explains to us. There are a ton of battle arts he hasn't discovered yet, so we are sure to meet Knight Bernal again at some point. Continuing eastward and approaching the bridge, we hear a voice crying for help and discover a giant warrior jar, also known as Pot Friend, stuck in a hole.
Oh, my stars! I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this? My thanks, 1,000 thanks. Just give me a good smack from the rear with something nice and big. And I'll pop clean out, I'm sure. Don't dally. No, there's no need to fret. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say. Come on. Give me a good... I'll pop clean out.
He introduces himself as Alexander and asks us to hit him out of that hole, which we do with a couple of heavy charged attacks.
Well played, good sir. Well played. Though that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me. Well, I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you. And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this. Once again, pleasure is mine. I am the warrior jar known as Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander, in fact. I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of war. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. And upon their southern edge is Redmane Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held. I'd heard whispers of such festivities before. Doesn't the notion set your breast aflutter? I'm heading eastward to Redmane Castle. I've heard there's...
After freeing him, he rewards us with exalted flesh and informs us of a festival of war that will be held in the southeast of Caelid at Redmane Castle, where he intends to get further practice in the ways of war. We can actually meet Alexander again at the well-hidden rear entrance to Gale Tunnel, which Alexander believed to be the path to Caelid.
Ah, I hadn't expected to see your face again. Are you heading to the Festival of Combat too? Oh, no need to be coy with me. Judging by the fine wallop you gave the old backside earlier, I would venture you're something of a warrior yourself. The mere thought of such a festival gets the blood pumping, eh? Now, according to my calculations, passing through this road should lead us to the Caelid Wilds. But, however you slice it, it seems we've reached a dead end. I'm sorry to have raised your hopes. It seems my calculations must have been off. I was created to be a warrior vessel. Many great warriors reside within me, ever dreaming of becoming a great champion. It's my destiny, and the reason for which I quest. It is my ordeal, you could say. To test myself, to better myself, to fell ever greater foes, and be a single great champion, the greatest of them all. What do you think, eh? How do you rate my chances?
This very easily missable dialogue gives us a ton of info about who and what Alexander is. Warrior jars are vessels filled with bodies of warriors who dreamt of once becoming a great champion, and now have a second chance to achieve this feat by combining their powers with other warriors. He also says he was created, not born, so warrior jars are artificial life forms. His and our path, however, are blocked here by a door that can be only opened from the Caelid side. So we will leave him here for a while, since going to Caelid this early isn't very fun. How did he get in between these doors in the first place? Anyways, not spending too long on that thought, we continue eastward from our first encounter with Alexander, and crossing the bridge with the Mad Pumpkinhead, we find D, Hunter of the Dead. Had we stood close to him for a bit, we could have heard him mumbling while he was inspecting a corpse. There is no mistake, is there? Death has left its mark once again. I'm sorry, I cannot give you your proper rights, but at least you did not join those who live in death. Your soul will return to the Earth Tree in time. Honeyed rays of gold deliver this spirit.
Ah, a tarnished, are you? I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death and weed their death root. Heed my warning. The village here has been touched by death. And worse yet, it is home to a miracle if you value your... The village here has been touched by death. Turn back while you still can.
He warns us that the village ahead has been touched by death and is home to a mariner. Naturally, we ignore the warning and challenge the mariner, who is honestly the easiest boss so far, barely even defending himself and only summoning skeletons. These dialogue, as well as the skeleton-infested village, tell us a lot about the nature of death, as well as those who live in death in Elden Ring. A proper death, as D has said, involves the spirit of the deceased being returned to the Erdtree, may it be in ash form, like a spirit ash, or being buried in one of the catacombs. We will talk about the catacombs shortly. It is important to note that a return to the Erdtree is only afforded to those blessed by grace. Others, like the Tarnished, keep reviving after death until they lose their sanity. Quite a cruel fate. Those who live in death are a special kind of undead who have been affected by the Deathroot. Deathroot is the growth of a fragment of the stolen piece of the Rune of Death that was stolen by the Black Knife Assassin in order to kill Godwyn the Golden and other demigods. It's been spreading through the underground roots ever since Godwyn the Golden died. It causes those affected to refuse to die, even requiring an extra strike to be finished off after being defeated. Or else they just reassemble. This undead epidemic seems to be mostly spreading through water, since both the village and Akil Lake, where other skeletons can be found, are covered by water. Quite a fascinating subject, really. Showing the Deathroot to Dee, he tells us about Geraint, the beast clergyman, who resides at the northeast of Caelid and can be reached via a portal close to the Third Church of Marika.
Another fool who won't listen to reason, eh? But with a prowess for weeding Deathroot. How would you like to earn the strength of beasts? If you're inclined to hunt more of those who live in death and weed their Deathroot, then I'll introduce you to Geraint, the beast clergyman. I have a matter of my own to attend to, and the beast himself wishes for someone to take my place. What say you? Very well. Show me your map. I've marked the location for you, of a hidden gateway. It will lead you to Geraint, the beast clergyman. I have a matter of... I spotted the mark of this centipede here in the village. An ill-omened symbol that should not be. Someone or something threatens the sanctity of the Golden Order and must be eradicated. What is it? Still milling about? The map indicates where the gateway is hidden. It will lead you to Geraint, the beast clergyman.
He seems to believe the undead outbreak is caused by malicious actors threatening the sanctity of the Golden Order and their concept of death. If we hunt more of those who live in death, we can exchange the Deathroot we weed with the beast clergyman for bestial incantations. He even gives us an eye charm that will tremble whenever we are near Deathroot to help us find it.
I smell it. Death. Feed it me. Tarnished. Bring more deaths. I shall grant thee eye and claw. Feed me more.
There is an interesting secret you probably missed behind the Bestial Sanctum. You can jump onto a root and then further down multiple steps to obtain the Cinquedea knife and the Dragon Crest Shield Talisman. The item descriptions of those two items give quite a bit more insight on who Geraint is and where he is from. The Cinquedea is actually the weapon Geraint wields if we aggro him, meaning that he is in fact a high-ranking clergyman of Farum Azula, the same location from where the Beastman of Farum Azula we met a while ago in Groveside Cave is. More on what exactly Farum Azula is in a future episode. By the way, sometimes you can find Geraint howling eastwards at the sky at night, which is an interesting detail. Dee will now have returned to the Round Table Hold, where he can now teach you Golden Order fundamentalist incantations.
You've met Geraint, I take it. Then owing to our duties shared, We're now comrades in arms. I think you've earned the power of the Golden Order to aid the hunt of those who live in death. I serve the Golden Order, that I might put this crooked land to rights, following only the guidance of the Great Elden Ring. Those who live in death fall outside the principles of the Golden Order. Their mere existence sullies the guidance of gold, tainting its truth.
Golden Order fundamentalism is in part about the convergence of sorcery and incantations. Therefore, Golden Order incantations always require the same amount of faith as intelligence. Alright, that about covers it for the north of Limgrave. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, or leave a comment on what I can improve in future videos. Next time, we will have a look at the caves, tunnels, and catacombs we skipped over so far. Thank you again, and goodbye.